Hello and welcome back to another video from Ultimate Wolves FC. Now in this video I'm going to be talking about my favourite Wolves player at the moment. Now this isn't of all time because obviously that can change. This is my favourite Wolves player at the moment. Now last season I think I can easily say my favourite Wolves player was Raul Jimenez, who was incredible. Really, I'm so glad he signed for us because he's proven to be an absolutely world-class player and he's done really well for the Mexican national team. And I'm really impressed with what he's done with us this season as well. But I feel like at the start of this season, I feel like he was a lot of fans seem to think he was a bit tired and the Europa League was starting to have its toll on him, which I sort of agreed with at the time, but I still had a bit of hope that he would improve, and he has. He has not necessarily improved, but he's gotten better and better, and I think he's adapted to the Europa League schedule because it's quite difficult when you're competing for different competitions. I can imagine, but at the moment, I think it's really hard to choose because so many players have improved and gotten better and better. But for me, I think the standout so far for me this season, and I know it's only December, and I'll probably do another updated video on this sort of maybe when the season's finished. One of my favourite players at the moment has to be Adama Traore. Now, a lot of people gave him a bit of stick, I think, when he first came into Wolves, and I think some people even say that he was a bit of a waste of 18 million. I think we paid for him from Middlesbrough, I think it was, because I know he played for Aston Villa as well. And I think I don't like to slate players. Obviously you can criticise players, but I don't like to actually hate on them because I think that's unfair for the club and unfair for the player himself. But I think Adama Traore has really blossomed this season. I think Nuno has been really working closely with him to improve him because just by looking at Adama Traore, you know he has the potential to become a world-class player, and I think he has proven to be an outstanding contribution to Wolves, especially the first thing that springs to mind is the victory over Manchester City, which at the Etihad, which was some of the craziest Wolves moments I've ever seen. And I don't think anybody was expecting that. I think Manchester City that day were really not on form at all. I think I don't know what went wrong there, but they just weren't at their usual best. But Adama Traore was absolutely fantastic, and I think he really, both goals that he put in the net that day were pretty much identical, with both of them being assisted by Raul Jimenez, it was crazy to watch. It's just like deja vu. You think, hang on, haven't I just watched that about 10 minutes ago? But no, Adama Traore has been absolutely fantastic for me this season. I think a lot of fans are starting to really love him, and I think he's become a fan favourite, especially this season. I think he might even overshadow Raul Jimenez and Diogo Jota, possibly. We'll have to see how the rest of the season for him plays out. But I think Adama Traore is, what a player. He's actually the same age as me, and I'm 23 years old. He's 23 years old. I know probably I don't look 23 years old, but there you have it. He's an absolute beast of a player, and you look at him and you think, Jesus Christ, he's a footballer. You probably think he's a bloody rugby player by looking at him. But no, he's got such good pace on him. He's so quick. He'd probably terrify defenders just by running at them, because as you saw, if you watched the Manchester City game, he bolted past the fucking defenders. He was absolutely incredible. The defending from the Manchester City side was really quite bad that day, but still he made that look so easy. He's so quick, nobody can keep up with him, and I know a lot of people said that he had to work on his final product, his end product. And I think he is slowly starting to, get control of it and scoring goals a lot more. And he did score that one against Braga recently in the Europa League, which was a good goal. Because once you give Adama Traore space, he becomes unstoppable. You know, he really starts to. You just can't stop him. You can't keep up with him, and you know, God help the opposition defenders. So yeah, I think Adama Traore is definitely my favourite player so far, and no wonder his FIFA rating card. I mean, I don't really care much about FIFA rating cards, but no wonder his rating card went up after that Man City game. I think FIFA realised, shit, this really is, this guy really has a lot of potential, and I think he deserves all the credit he gets at the moment, because I think he really is starting to become a fan favourite. Definitely a player that I'm starting to really love. I liked him a bit to start off with, but not as much as like Raul Jimenez, but now I think he's as good as Raul Jimenez, but not quite at his level yet. So I think he still has a lot more time to improve and adapt, and I think he's just an absolutely fantastic player. I'm not going to really give any sort of honourable mentions, because this is just purely my favourite player at the moment. I think if I were to do an updated Wolves player of the season, then I'll have to think a lot harder about the choice, because all the players are brilliant. I love all of the team. I think each player provides something of quality throughout every game. Sometimes some players have little off days, but that's with every club and every player. You're not going to be pitch perfect every single time. I mean, there are a couple of players in the Premier League that are pitch perfect, but I think all the Wolves players currently are fantastic, and I'm really enjoying watching them on the TV. I think they are really good. As I said, I haven't been to a Molineux game yet, but that's something that I really hope to do in the near future. But it'll be great to see Adama Traore in action, because he's like I said, I keep saying this, an absolutely fantastic player, and I think people who doubted him at the beginning probably are looking back on that and thinking, what the hell was I thinking? Because I think before the Man City game, there probably were quite a few Adama Traore, not haters, but people who give him a bit of stick. I wasn't one of them. I can say that I was not a Traore hater. But yeah, I think that probably concludes that for this video. I think Adama Traore is probably my favourite player at the moment of the season so far. So comment down below, tell me what you think of Adama Traore and if he's improved for you, and what he's been like for you this past few games. I think he's been stellar, personally. Of course, Raul Jimenez is great, but I think I had to give it to Adama Traore at the moment. So comment down below, subscribe if you're new, like the video, give it a share, tell your friends and family about it, and I shall see you for the next video for Ultimate Wolves FC. So thank you very much for watching, and I shall see you soon.